Ladies and gentlemen, today we're breaking down 7 tips to help you not drink alcohol in 2023. So I've not drank for 4.5 years and I've also helped hundreds of people do it as well. So these 7 tips are tried, tested, and will work for you. And if you don't do the 7th tip, I don't think you're going to succeed on this journey. Sorry to say it. So let's dive in. The very first thing that you need to do is you need to make a firm decision to not drink alcohol. Now you might be thinking, how simple is that? Of course I just need to make a decision. Well, here's the thing. During every attempt that I've tried to stop drinking in the past, I never made a decision. I always tried to not drink alcohol. I always gave it a shot, had an attempt. Now let me ask you this. When you go to brush your teeth in the morning, do you try to go and brush your teeth? Do you give it a shot, give it an attempt? Or do you simply make a decision and go and do it? Well, of course, you make a decision. Now, making a decision is very different to trying to do something. Like if you've got a goal to say, I don't know, drop 20 pounds, get a 6-pack, do something like that. How many people do you know that have successfully done that and tried to do it? I don't really know many. I'm sure that there are people that do that all the time, but the people that get a 6-pack or drop 20 pounds or whatever a goal is, the people that do it and succeeded it 100% of the time are those people that made a clear decision. Because when you make a decision, it's a cutoff point. It's a point where you say, no, enough is enough. That's it. I am changing. And there's no doubt when you make those decisions, right? You cannot have an ounce of doubt. It needs to be a clear cutoff point, and you need to say enough is enough. Because there's no such thing as stopping drinking for a month and then, slowly going back to controlling it. If you're at a place right now where you've had enough of drinking alcohol and you want to make a change in 2023, the best advice that I've got for you is to make a choice, make a decision, make a cutoff point and say enough is enough. You will not regret it. But that's the foundation of everything, being able to make a decision. Now, obviously, for some people, they're not ready to make that decision. They need to go through a reframing process, which leads me to the second tip that I've got for you, and it's to change your perception of alcohol. It's to reframe the way that you see it. Now, if the thought of making a decision to not drink alcohol ever again is too scary for you, it makes you feel a little bit on edge, a bit uneasy, that's okay. I used to feel that way. In fact, every single drinker on the planet also feels that way, because if they didn't feel that way, they just wouldn't drink. The day that they woke up with their very first hangover and said, I'm never doing that again, every single person would stick to it. But the problem is that they go back into the world, friends offer them drinks, they see advertisements, they see all this stuff, and then they start to think, you know what, maybe drinking could be a good idea. What you need to do is you need to get it very clear in your mind that alcohol adds nothing at all to your life whatsoever. Zero. Now, for some people, what they do is they lose a marriage, they get a DUI, they lose their business, and then they come to that conclusion. But it doesn't need to be that way. You don't need to go to this ultimate rock bottom place where you've screwed up your life for you to understand that alcohol is doing nothing for you, right? I promise you that no matter how much you drink, it's doing nothing for you. Now, if you're not quite ready to make that decision and you don't feel like you've reframed the way you view alcohol, then I have good news for you. I am looking for a few more people to enroll into my Sober Clear program, where we use something called first principles thinking to help people reframe how they view alcohol so they don't want to drink. And then we use coaching, and we have a community of business owners, professionals, and really we focus on building a better future rather than trying to not drink alcohol. If you want more details on that, click the link in the description, book a call, and you and I can see if working together could be a good match. I've helped multiple hundreds of people now, and I'm slightly biased, but I would say that it is the best program in the world. So the next tip that I've got for you is to not envy somebody that drinks alcohol, like a normal drinker. One of these people that has just 1 or 2 drinks and seems to keep their life together. Now, every single time that I have relapsed is, number 1 is I didn't make a firm decision. Number 2 is I saw alcohol as a good thing. And then number 3, I might be around somebody that I like, that's charming, that drinks alcohol. And they might only have half a bottle of wine, whereas I'd want to drink 2 bottles. In fact, I even remember there was a point where I was at Lake Como in Italy. So I was with an old friend. And I remember we went to this restaurant. We had like a tomahawk steak. It was really good. We had some wine. And then afterwards, we'd only had shared like 1 bottle between us. And afterwards, I'm thinking, well, are we going to buy more alcohol? And he was like, nah, dude, let's go to bed. And I could remember how disappointed I was. Because he was like, one of these normal drinkers that could have half a bottle of wine and go to bed. That was never me, right? I'd always want to drink more. Listen, normal drinkers are nothing to envy. They're drinking a drug that is doing nothing for them. Provided that you've done the second part of this equation and you know that alcohol is doing nothing for anybody, you don't look at normal drinkers with envy, but I promise you, they are nothing to envy. The only reason why they're drinking is to feel how you will feel all the time without putting alcohol in your body. So don't envy the normal drinker. If you ask me, you should feel sorry for them. Which leads me to the 4th tip that I've got for you, and it's to focus on building a better future for yourself. Now, that might sound, again, like quite basic advice, but think about it like this. Most people that stop drinking alcohol, most programs out there are going to make you feel guilty. They're going to make you feel shame for the bad decisions that that you've made. And listen, I've made those decisions as well. And I'm not saying that it's not a valuable thing to go to the past, to look at trauma, to do that stuff. You know, some people, they've got to do that. That's part of their plan. But for me, I don't want to go to the past. I don't need to go to the past. What I need to do is stop drinking alcohol. And instead of going to the past and apologizing to people or looking at my poor childhood and all of this stuff, what made more sense to me was trying to make me better, was trying to make my life better, was trying to, build some success, help my family, trying to get healthier, trying to, build a business, trying to look after my family better. I wanted to put all my energy into this stuff rather than putting my energy into the past. And I'm not saying that there's anything inherently wrong with going to the past. I'm sure there's tremendous amounts of value. You can do that, but you also need this other part of the equation. You need to focus on the future. So important. Which leads me to the fifth tip. And it's to get around like-minded individuals. Now, let's say, for example, that you are, you're thinking about that better future, right? You're thinking, I want this great life where I am X, Y, Z. Now, let's say, for example, you want to be more spiritual, right? That's like the big thing that you want in your life. That's the thing that's missing. Alcohol has disconnected you from your religion, from your spirituality. And one of the best things you can do is get around like-minded people that are living the life that you already want. If you want a great spiritual life and you know that at your church, at your mosque, there's people that are doing that, you should get around these individuals, like-minded individuals. In my Sober Clear coaching program, we have a community of business owners, of professionals, of ambitious people that want more for their life and they want to make alcohol irrelevant. That's an example of a good group of like-minded individuals. Maybe for you, it's all about health and fitness. Maybe for you need to join a gym, get yourself a personal trainer that's already at the level of fitness that you want to be at. Getting around like-minded people, I'm not just talking about not drinking alcohol, by the way. I'm talking about finding people that have got the results that you want in life. Now, maybe being around people that don't drink alcohol is part of that, but maybe you also want friends that have all got their own business, friends that are all healthy and fit and running marathons. Getting around like-minded people gives you a level of accountability and also encourages you to raise your standards in your own life. Can be a super valuable thing on a journey to not drinking. The sixth tip that I've got for you is to hire coaches. Is to find people with a track record of getting results and can help people get results that most importantly has a system to follow that's already been tried and tested. I have spent tens of thousands of dollars on coaching programs and finding people that have got the result that I want in life and paying them to show me how to do it. I've done that repeatedly and I will do it again and again and again because it keeps working. I don't want to figure things out for myself. By the way, I'm not talking necessarily now about finding a stop drinking coach. That's obviously a great investment and finding somebody that can help you stop drinking is a good idea. But what about after that? That's what I'm talking about now. Even if maybe you're a member of my program already and you're watching this video, maybe right now it's time for you to get a different mentor, a different coach, somebody to help you with your business, your relationship life, I don't know. But here's my mindset with this. Let's say you've not drank alcohol and you've invested, $10,000, $20,000 into coaching, into finding mentors, courses. You've invested $10,000, $20,000 into yourself. If you were to drink alcohol, you would be basically throwing that money down the drain. Because a lot of coaching programs, it's all about personal growth and making changes in your personal life. But if you drink, a lot of those changes become almost irrelevant. So I see continually investing in yourself while you're not drinking alcohol to be one of the most valuable things that you can do, and probably the most valuable thing that I have done, other than reframing how I view alcohol. Which leads me to the seventh tip that I've got for you today. And the final tip that I've got for you today is you need to stick with the decision. Like I said, the very first thing you need to do is make the decision. But the most important thing you need to do is stick to it. It's not to go back on yourself. It's not to say, okay, I've not drank for 3 months now. It's 3 months, first quarter of 2023 is done. I'm going to go back to drinking now. No. When I say a decision, you need to be all in. And that's why I wanted to make this the final point of the video, because it's the most important thing. If you don't stick to your decision, nobody can help you. You've got to stick to it. Again, if you want help doing that, click the link in the description. Let's book a call and see if working together could be a good match. And if you click the video on the screen now, you can learn how David has not drank alcohol for 11 months.